What's happening? This is BoneSickle. I'm playing Warframe on the PlayStation 4. I'm about to get some XP for my dual Skana. Go ahead and max these things out so I can get the mastery I need off of them before I build the Redeemer. Basically, this video I just want to share my personal way of getting XP when playing solo. So I'm going to Fossa, which is on Venus, and keyword here is solo, because there's a lot of better ways to get XP when playing in a group, but this is the method that I personally use for leveling up weapons and also for getting Oxium when I'm just going to play solo. Here's an Oxium Osprey right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and kill him and get an Oxium out of that. And if you stick around to the end of the video, you'll see just how much XP I get. But this is based off of about a 10-minute gameplay. I did cut a few things down to try and shorten the video, which I only got it down to about 8 minutes. But mostly I don't like making really long videos. But this is only a short 10-minute session of just blasting through here, and I'm going to come out with about 18,000 XP for my weapon and some good Oxium. But you can play this much longer. I have, I usually get at least 30,000 total XP per weapon that I'm using or whatever. And I say weapons because personally I don't use this method for leveling up the Warframes too much. You notice I'm in a Rhino Prime, which is already max rank, and I do that just so I can throw on Iron Skin and I don't have to worry about anything, because usually I'm in here with like really low ranked stuff. You can see my dual Skana are already at level 24 coming into this, but it does make things a lot easier to just have a Rhino for me. Anyway, like I said, that's the way I like to do that. But the main reason I like this particular mission is because being an assassination mission, you only have that one goal, which is basically to go kill the boss. But the enemies seem to come out, pretty much infinitely. If you take your time and just drag it out and just keep killing enemies in one area, it's phenomenal. And plus, it's low level, which I guess means that the enemies are worth less XP. But it's not really that bad. You get 70, 71 XP per most enemies, and then the Eximus units that there's another Oxium Osprey. The Eximus units that have the red outline on them, they give you over 700 XP, and it adds up pretty quick. As you can see, it's a pretty good steady stream of enemies. I've played it, and killed like well over 300, sometimes a little over 400 enemies. Just in this map, because you can play it for a good 20-30 minutes and easily get 30, pushing 40,000 XP for a weapon. As far as the Oxium, obviously that's dependent on whether or not you actually kill the Oxium Osprey. Speaking of which, there's another one that you can see they're coming up pretty regularly. Like I said, I did edit a little bit out of this video, but I really only cut out about 2 total minutes from this video. It was about a 10 or 11 minute game that I did right here. But if you wanted to play for 20 or 30 minutes, I have gotten as much as 24 Oxium out of here. Sometimes they only give you 1, sometimes they give you 2. You notice I got 2 out of that last one, so that's kind of randomized. But provided that you are successfully killing the Oxium Osprey, they will drop at least 1. And like I said, that adds up pretty quick. I only got a few out of this particular game, but then again, like I said, I only did this for 10 minutes. I didn't really drag it out. There's an Eximus unit, and bam, 736 XP. Of course, when I say XP, I do mean affinity or whatever. Here's the boss though, the Jackal, and of course, if you don't know, he is the one that drops the parts for the regular Rhino, which is basically the class that I'm playing as right now. I do need to point out though, anything and everything in this video is subject to change. Warframe is a free-to-play game. They're constantly updating it, which is awesome. But if you're watching this, if you happen to be watching this at a later date, things could change. There's an Orokin Cell that he just dropped, which is also a nice benefit. That is particularly rare though. The XP is a given, and the what do I want to say? The Oxium is you're going to get a pretty good amount of Oxium if you take your time here, but the Orokin Cell is really rare to get. But that was a nice bonus. And you can see I've killed the boss, but I'm going to just keep killing enemies now. I mean, they keep coming, and they just keep pouring out. So I can kill another good 50 enemies, you know, just in these areas. And then, of course, they're dropping mods and fusion cores and such and such. But it's a pretty decent method just for leveling up weapons, especially melee weapons. You know, because I'll bring guns in here from time to time, but they don't, there's no Oxium Osprey. They don't, you know, fare quite as well because you can't run out of ammo if that's the only thing that you're using. But usually I'll have like one ballistic weapon and one melee weapon and just kind of toggle up. So you can see I'm at the exit right here, and I'm just going to loop around and actually keep killing enemies like it's nobody's business. I noticed in the last Warframe video I posted, there was some kind of strange audio lag. It wasn't quite exactly synced up, and I blamed that on the editing software on the PlayStation 4. It's cool that they included this editing software. Big thumbs up, Sony, but you know, please tweak a few things, because I'm afraid it's doing it again on this video. So if I happen to be if not just my commentary, but like even like the sound effects of video, you know, it's like the Rhino does his stomp and you hear it like 2 seconds before the animation. You know, it's not like that in the game. I don't know what's happening with this video editing software. Another Xmas unit sliced and diced. He's dead. But yeah, I do like this method. Like I said, I'm not saying that this is the best method. I'm not saying that at all. You know, I don't know if anybody happens to be watching this and has better methods for getting XP and or Oxium while playing solo. Please let me know. Like I said, keyword here though is solo. There's definitely better methods, better things to do if you have a group or if you can get into a public lobby or whatever. Sometimes that's not always the best option or the most ready option. You see a lot of enemies in this room right here though. They just keep coming, you know, and that's basically the way I would play this if I wanted to drag it out. Was I just stay in one spot and kill enemies until they're not there anymore, and then I just go, you know, looking for some other enemies and you know, pretty much clear it all out. But as I was saying before, this is based off of the Mesa update at the moment, and you're gonna see here that I get almost 8,000 regular XP and almost 10,000 bonus XP, Orokin Cell, 5 Oxium. But once again, that is based off of only a quick 10-minute run through. You can do a lot better. So anyway, I don't know, I hope that's helpful. Thanks a lot for watching, and check it out for yourself.